Joel just told me to hit record. Just hit record. There we go.
That was Kelly. She texted me.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Okay, so to keep going though, you know, we're still going to be focused on helping people reach their health and fitness goals, but I don't know why. I guess a lot of times we're scared to talk about the other part of this, which is the making money part. Network marketing is a fast way to make money. And I'm not saying this in a negative or like a scammy way or like in a pyramid scheme, because this is not what it is. But you can work in the same company for years. I mean, I know the company or the university that I was with, because I was in a college atmosphere, you got like a, I don't know, like 2% raise every year. So I think like, honestly, you would start like 42,000, you'd be at like 42.5 by the end of your second year. I mean, that's low. That is not a big raise. Network marketing, you can literally go from making $0 to making six figures in 1 year. And I'm not saying that to make it sound like a scam. I was talking to Tony. I kept saying to her, you know, I don't want this to sound like it's a scam, because it's not. Like, that's not what I'm trying to. Sorry, I'm muting you guys because there's background noise. I'm not trying to make this sound like a scam, but what I am trying to say is, if we don't start doing this the way that the company has laid it out for us, we're all going to be swimming in this really, really deep pool for a long, long time. I'm living proof of that. You know, yes, this is my full-time job. Yes, I've become successful, but not nearly as where I should be. And it's because I've been focusing on doing the challenge groups, building my brand, you know, building Instagram, all this stuff. And I keep calling it fluff. When the reality of it is that we need to start talking to people about the coaching opportunity, and we need to talk to them about signing up for their accountability. Not, you know, when we talk to coaches and we're like, oh yeah, you should sign up and you're going to help other people and you're going to run challenge groups and you're going to post on social media and you're going to build your brand. Raise your hand if that's overwhelming to you. Like that was so overwhelming to me. I feel so bad for some of the new coaches who are going through the new coach training these past few months, because I can just tell you get to day 14 and you're like, I'm drowning. I have no idea where to start. And it is so overwhelming. And you know, is it my fault? Maybe, and I'm owning up to it, but I'm making a change. And so starting January 1st, we are going to be running this business completely different. We are going to be running it from a network marketing point of view, because I want to see success for all of you guys. And that's the way we're going to get it. So we are going to be reading as a team a book called The 45-Second Presentation. It is $4, I think, on iTunes. It is $4.80 on Amazon, $4.80 on Amazon. And we think that you might be able to get a copy on YouTube, but it's not the full version. So we're going to look into that and let you guys know. But we're going to be reading that as a team, because what it talks about network marketing and how it actually works. Because who here actually understands how network marketing works? Ish, like kind of, yeah. And we're all in this business, yet none of us have any idea what it actually is. And that's not okay. You know, we need to actually understand what we're doing. So what we are doing is we are going to be creating a training that anyone who wants to be a coach in 2015 is going to go through as a team. We're going to be starting it on January 5th. It is not nearly what you are going through as a new coach training if you've gone through it in the past 6 months if you've joined. You are not going to be running a challenge group right away. You're not going to be learning about social media right away. It is going to be the complete opposite, that you're going to start to talk to people in a way that they understand what network marketing is, that they aren't scared of it, because, you know, a lot of people we're going to teach you how to talk about it, and we're going to teach you how to talk about it in a positive manner so that people aren't scared of network marketing. I know most people, when they hear network marketing, they're like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. No, it's not. And so we all need to be very educated on what it is. And I can guarantee you that all of your paychecks that are basically balancing right now on what you sell are going to be completely different if you go through this training and you stick with us in 2015. Here's the thing. we as coaches, are me and myself, and I think Tony has actually been running the other new coach training groups. We are not going to run them anymore. You are going to run them. And the reason why is this. There's going to be an explosion of coaches on our team, and we can't just be running one group at the start of every month to get coaches into it. And they can't be waiting that long. So it is so important that if you're going to do this, if you're going to be committed to being a part of this team, that you commit to going through this training so that you can then turn around and you can put your new coaches through it. We've put it into one document. You aren't going to have to send them, emails daily or anything like that. It's going to be very duplicable. We aren't sure if that's a word, but we're making it a word. I think duplicated is a word, or duplicate is a word, but duplicable, we're questioning that. I don't know if anyone's really smart or like a teacher or something and want to tell me if that's a word or not, but we're going with it. So someone's giving me this sign. So with that being said, this isn't something you should be scared of. This is something you should be really, really excited about. I think the hardest part about this business is coming in and thinking that you have to sell so much in order to make money in this business. And the reality of it is network marketing, it's not set up that way at all. One of the things that I've, through my research and everything that I've discovered is as you start talking about the coaching opportunity and as that becomes your main focus, all of a sudden everything else will come so naturally. You'll automatically sell challenge packs. Your social media posts are going to become more natural. So the idea, if you can envision this, is imagine like a spider web. I think that's what they're calling them in teaching. And the center of it, your focal point, is going to be sponsoring coaches. Sponsoring coaches so they can do two things. They can start on their own health and fitness journey and their financial freedom journey. That is the point of this. That is how network marketing works. If we're so focused on running these challenge groups and stuff, we're going to be spending so much time and effort on things that aren't going to make us money. And I know I'm talking like money, 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 money. And I think we've been scared to talk about it for so long. So I hope I'm not scaring you. But essentially, is anyone here doing this to not make money? Okay, I kind of figured one way or the other we'd all like to be compensated in some form. Yes, it's rewarding to, help other people, but we're also here, most of us, for that financial freedom because it's so possible. So like I said, in this spider web, you're going to have the center focus is going to be sponsoring coaches. The things that are going to come after that are, if you want to run challenge groups once a month, perfect. You can, but that's not going to be your main focus. Your Success Club points, that's going to come naturally when you sponsor coaches who sign up with challenge packs. Your commission, that 25% is still going to come naturally when you sign someone up with a challenge pack. So you're like, okay, so I'm not selling anything. How am I making money? In this book, the 45-second presentation, you're going to learn exactly how network marketing works and how sponsoring people actually makes you the money. So do you guys know what that thing is called team bonus? Yeah, and probably most of you aren't making a team bonus right now, and you're like, yeah, it just always says 0 on my paycheck. That is going to be your biggest part of your paycheck from now on. And it is going to be made from all of us working together, spreading the word, sponsoring coaches who are going to be working on their health and fitness, which comes back to our overall mission to end the trend of obesity. That's what we're all here for. We're all here to end the trend of obesity. And yeah, we can run challenge groups and we might reach more people that way. But if I sponsor 2 coaches and they sponsor 2 coaches and they sponsor 2 coaches, I'm reaching a lot more people a lot quicker who are working on their health and fitness opposed to just having 3 people in a challenge group for a whole month. I'm reaching so many more people by this a domino effect. Does it sound scammy to you guys? I don't want this to sound scammy. And I've been trying to search for the right words all day long. And I hope I'm doing an okay job. And I hope you guys aren't like, see you later, I'm out of here. But I hope you guys know that I'm coming from a place of, I want you guys to see success. I want each and every one of you to sign a coach and for them to see success, because the number one reason why coaches decide this isn't for them, the number one reason why they end up leaving this company or leaving this opportunity is because they don't see success and they're putting in 3 to 4 hours a day to run challenge groups, to check in with people, to do all this stuff that essentially does not make you money. So I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. So I hope you know that the big change, the big thing that you're going to see in 2015 is that our focus is changing. We are going to be sponsoring coaches, and that's going to be our way of ending the trend of obesity. Like I said, we're working on this training. We're all going to go through it together in the Infinite Dynasty page. We're all going to read the 45-second presentation together. And I'm really excited. Like, I haven't been able to sleep for the past 3 days because I'm just picturing this all in my head and how it's all going to unfold. And I'm so excited. Like, I don't think I'm expressing it enough right now because I think I scared you all by talking about this. So I'm a little nervous right now. But to be completely honest with you, this is it. Like, this is going to be what is going to get you, that income and that opportunity. And I know a lot of you are like, well, I suck at talking about the coaching opportunity. I can never get anyone on. They talk about the objection. We have a whole new way of approach. We have a whole new approach that you're going to talk to people about the coaching opportunity that is going to make it easy for you guys. You're not going to feel awkward inviting people. You are also going to be easily getting referrals with this new method that we have. And it's going to be a system that, essentially you are going to teach just 5 people how to do this. 5 people, you're going to be blown away when you read this book. It takes 5 people in a network marketing organization to make 6 figures. We have like 10 people on this call right now, right? 5 people is all it takes in a network marketing company to make 6 figures. To me, that's amazing. And so it's going to make you feel less overwhelmed. It's going to make your coaches or your potential coaches who you're prospecting, it's going to make them feel less overwhelmed. It's going to sound less scary, and they're going to see quicker success so that we have a higher return rate. No, like when they stay, what is that called? Higher stay rate? Somebody unmute yourself and tell me what it is. What? Retention rate. Steve got it. Bingo. Okay, so is that what we all want to see, right? We all want to see the end of the trend of obesity, right? We all want to get healthy and fit. We all want some sort of financial freedom, right? And we all want to tell everybody about these freaking amazing products because they're the bomb.com, and I couldn't live without Shakeology. And I don't understand how people live without it. Like, I don't get it. So anyways, with that being said, I am so excited because little did we know that this was going to come up and flow into the way it is, that tonight I have asked Danielle to talk about the coaching opportunity and how you talk about it as a new coach. And so what I want you guys to do is I want you to make a promise to yourself and to this team. I want you to take what Danielle talks about tonight, and I want you to get one coach into our new coach training on January 5th. Whether you've been a coach for 3 years, whether you've been a coach for 20 days or 5 days or 1 day, I want you to make it a promise that you and every single person in your specific downline, so who's on your team, your personally sponsored coaches, I want you to make sure that you get one person to join this opportunity and tell them that it is an opportunity of a lifetime that they are not going to want to miss. And I want you to take everything that Danielle has to say tonight, and I want you to put that in place. Do all the action steps she has for you to get that one coach to our January 5th training, because I promise you, you won't regret it. So Danielle, without further ado, our newest Emerald coach, 8 Success Club points for the month of December. Holler. Just signed another coach today and is absolutely blowing it away after being in this business for 30 days. Are you 30 days in?
I think 40 maybe.
40? Okay, a little over a month. So take it away. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say.
Well, thank you. I'm having internet issues, so if I do cut out, Tony, give me a call and let me know. I feel like I'm at work right now. I work at a cyber school, so we have problems all day, every day. But so at the beginning of this, I was talking to Tony, and I was so skeptical. I was like, who in the heck is going to listen to me? I am an elementary teacher. I have no fitness background, history, anything about nutrition. So that was one of my first hurdles that I had to get past. And then I was thinking, all my family members were like, why are you working out and trying to lose weight? You're already skinny. And I felt like that was something that people would hold against me and not maybe relate to more. And then lastly, I was like, I don't have many friends that are into fitness, or if they are, they're already in, like, set in their ways. So I had all these things, like negative thoughts building up, and I was thinking, okay, so this is never going to work, but I'll give it a shot. So this past 2 months, I have proved myself wrong, and I've really, I've really had to kind of step up, I guess, and show myself that I could do it. So if you're a new coach, or if you've been doing this for a few months or even years, I hope that my 5 action steps will help you, because these are what I've been doing the past 2 months. So my first one is don't count anyone out. So I know that right off the bat, I had people in my head and I'm like, they're never going to want to do this. And I want you to write down a few people that you have counted out automatically. So my family, love them dearly, but they are not into fitness, or they don't really eat very healthy. I hope they can't hear me because I'm literally right next door to them. So they are somebody that I already counted out, and I'm sure there's other people that you guys have done the same way. So make a list of them and try to reach out to them this month, so maybe they can start their New Year's resolutions with you. Because if you get everybody involved around you, it's so much easier. So that's the first one. And then, well, the first part of my first action step. And then the second one would be to maybe start thinking about people who you subconsciously count out. So you just wrote down a few people that your family, like friends with, or it's part of your family. But I've been counting out people like my hairdresser, and I know sometimes I go get my nails done and they are really hard to talk to, but you have time. So people that you have time with, so your hairdresser, if you go get your nails done, or a massage, or your chiropractor. So these type of people that you really have no thought in bringing up this opportunity to them, maybe not even as a coach right off the bat, but tell them what you have been doing. You have the time that you spend with them. I don't know if anybody else has anybody that popped into mind right now as I was going through people. Tony?
So I work at a running store, and I'm literally talking to people every single day. And I didn't even think of this, but a lot of people that walk through the store are even like getting back into working out for the first time. And I'm like hitting myself, and I can't believe, but I could start just talking to them, because I sit down, I ask them about like what it is that they're looking to do, different types of exercises. And I could even bring it up what I've been doing.
That's a good one. So also,
that's my thought. That and the people even grab my groceries. People grab my groceries at the grocery store.
Good ones. And then I was a waitress before I started teaching. So I know that I went through so many different customers every single night. So there's always people that you kind of subconsciously count out that you can try to make a better effort of at least throwing it out there. So then that flows into my step 2. So step 2 is throw the opportunity out there when somebody asks you what's new. I am notorious for saying nothing. Like, no matter if I just hit the lottery, I'm like, oh, nothing's new. And my chiropractor just called me out on it the other day. He said what was new, and I said nothing. And we were talking about how crappy the weather's going to be. And I said, I was just in Florida this weekend, and the weather was awesome towards the end of my stay. And he was like, Danielle, you just told me nothing's new, and you just went to Florida. Like, that is something new. So that is something that you can take and run with. So what I want you to do is 9 times out of 10, if you mention Beachbody or online fitness coaching, somebody's going to be like, what the heck is Beachbody? And that's your door. So you can take that and run with it. So I want you to take a second to think of what Erica told you, your 30-second elevator speech, and kind of base it off of that. And so next time somebody asks you what's new, say, oh, like for instance, mine would be nothing much, just working with my teaching job. And then I'm also, since it's new to me, if it's not new to you, you could say keeping busy with my teaching job or whatever job that you do. Or if it's just Beachbody alone, been keeping busy with Beachbody or my online fitness coaching. And then that just throws out the bait. So that gives them something to ask you about in return. And if they don't want to talk about it, then you're going to know. But 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to be like, oh yeah, I heard about that. What is it? And that gives you your opportunity to bring it up to them. So over the holidays, I'm sure people are going to ask you what's new. I know I get asked if I have a boyfriend, if we're getting married, if we're having kids, or everything like that. So you have plenty of opportunities to throw that into your conversations throughout the next few weeks. So keep that in the back of your mind. Number 3, take the time to explain how they will personally benefit from this. So with that being said, what do they do? Are they a stay-at-home mom? Are they a college grad or a college student? You know, do they work 3 jobs? So I want you to take some categories and see what you can place people under and come up with 2 or 3 scripts that you can have on hand, whether it's on your phone or on your computer or even in your head, something that you can take that's a base and then tweak it to personally, I guess, relate to the person that you're talking to and offering this. So for example, I told you about the hairdresser. I went and got my hair done, and I was sitting there thinking, she is the perfect person to become a coach because she has so many different clients coming in every single month. That is a benefit for her as well. But how would this benefit to specifically my hairdresser? She would have so many different clients. They do have money where she's getting her hair done. And then she has the time to present it. So it's not like word vomit, like, oh my God, I'm a Beachbody coach. I think you'd be really good. And maybe you should join my team. She has the time to sit there and explain what she does and how it would benefit the person who she's doing their hair. And she has like 45 minutes at least. I'm there for 4 hours. So she has all that time in the world to build this relationship, and they already trust her because if you go get your hair done somewhere, you clearly trust that person. I know I do. She cut off like 6 inches of mine. So she has like the perfect setup to jump into this business, and she was really interested. So make sure that you personally try to tweak the coaching opportunity for your potential customers. All right. So number 4, don't push it. I know that some of you are probably like, she's crazy, but your initial push, definitely go for it. And if they're interested, go for the gold. Like, go for them to be your next diamond coach underneath you. But if they're not interested, let it go. So that's a little, like, I guess, personal preference on who you want to like let it go fully with. Well, not fully, because you never really fully want to let it go, but depending on when you revisit it with them. So no one likes to nag. So my mom, for example, she nags me about putting my dishes away, and it drives me crazy. It makes me not want to do it. So sorry, moms, but I don't want to do it every time she asks me to. So I am stubborn. And I know if you would like nag somebody about becoming a coach or buying your product, they're more than likely going to say no. So let it go. Let them think about it. And just keep a list of who you've talked to and how they responded to your initial approach. And then give it at least a month before you ask again. And this might not be personally saying, hey, Tony, do you want to be a coach? You said no last month. This could be a Facebook post. So you're hitting a bunch of people at one time. It could be an email, or like I said, to know who you're working with. You might not want to ask somebody who you know is not interested at all for 2 months. So kind of mixing who you're working with, and don't push it together. But also make sure you revisit your current clients. I've been counting them out, and I don't know why. That's the silliest thing. I'm like, oh, I got them as a client. They're good to go for a little while. But who doesn't want cheaper Shakeology? So that is something that you can throw out there to them. If they're going to do it the next month, be like, wait a minute, this is the perfect thing for you to do. And even if they just want to be a discount coach, that's okay, because that's how I started. And then it's like, oh, look at Tony. She's like rocking this. I want to do it. So they're going to come back around. Like Tony says, you're like planting the seed. So I stole that from her, but it's perfect. Plant the seed and they'll come back. And the last one would be don't stress. So I know it's easier said than done, but Tony and I were talking, and one of her coaches backed out, and she was like really bummed out about it. And of course you're going to be at first, but give it 10 minutes, be mad, say this is stupid and I'm so upset, but then let it go. So this is going to be the perfect opportunity for you to jump into a new coach who is willing to give it their all, and you won't be stressed. And it'll be less time for you to not waste, but to put towards a better effort towards somebody who's willing to do this how we are. so they can do it the right way, and it would be so much less stressful for yourself and that person. So don't stress about somebody, because guess what? They're probably going to come back around. Whew. Wasn't as bad as I thought.
I unmuted
Sorry, I had
myself.
to unmute myself. Awesome. Danielle, that was awesome. So can you just quickly, recap the 4 action steps that you had?
Okay, so number 1 was don't count anyone out. Number 2 was throw it out there when somebody asks you what's new. Number 3 was take the time to explain how they will personally benefit. And 4 was don't push it / know who you're working with. And 5 was don't stress.
Perfect. Sorry, I keep scaring you. Okay, so I guess what I want to do right now is open it up to you guys for questions for Danielle. She's a brand new coach, and, Danielle, my question for you is, what do you think the number one thing is about talking about the coaching opportunity? Like, what's the most important thing, especially as a new coach?
I think maybe just knowing when to slide it in the conversation. So knowing when, like I said, kind of like the word vomit, like don't throw it all out there all at one time, but to know when you can slide it in. So maybe the first time you talk, you don't bring it up. Like, I know there's so much information whenever you try to get somebody to be a client, like, okay, we have 21-day fix and P90X and Max Insanity Max 30, and it's so their head's spinning already. And then you say, oh, and by the way, if you want to sign up as a coach right off the bat, you don't have to worry about the $40 charge and, so on and so forth. So know when to throw the opportunity out there, even if it's just subtly, you can do it that way.
And I think essentially what you said too is keep it simple.
Definitely. The discount would be, the people who you could bring that up to as your clients that you already do, throw that out there. And even if it's just, they're a discount coach at first, that's awesome. And if they are watching you grow and your clients, like I posted that picture of my friend's progress over 3 weeks, and I had 4 people message me about Beachbody, because I think Tony told me this, like people probably think that I'm just some freak show accident who lost 10 pounds by myself.
I did not say you're a freak show.
And then I showed somebody else who did it, and they're like, oh, wow, so she's not the only one who it works for. So then I took the opportunity to, once again, kind of know who I was working with and went off from there. So out of the 3 people who messaged me, I only told 1 person about the coaching opportunity. So kind of feel everybody out, right away. So feel everybody out, because then you can know when you can jump right in with somebody, or if you need to wait a little bit longer, you can then throw it out there.
I really liked your point of saying don't push it, just the fact of like, because I know for me, like I've been there where I approach someone about the coaching opportunity, and it's almost like they're dangling around about it. So like I approach them and then they'll be like, oh yeah, like I'll look at the webinar, or sorry, I'm busy right now. Usually it's sending the webinar, and then I check it back in with them a couple days later, and it's like, oh yeah, still didn't get a chance to watch it. And they just kind of like leave me dangling there. So it's just good to hear that, just to make sure I'm not, it's like, okay, like, well, let me know if you're ever interested, reach out to me, and just kind of touch base with them. That's something I'm going to start doing more of. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I've been trying to do that too. So, I mean, I'm like all in whenever I want to do something. Like I go in these phases where I want a puppy, and I'm like, oh, let's go puppy shopping. And then I like realize, oh my gosh, that was so stupid. And then like, you just kind of have to throw it out there, and then they're going to come back to it. Like I always want something right away, and then I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's not the best idea. So people are going to realize like after the fact, oh, okay, so maybe that is something I'd be interested in.
No, that was awesome. Mama Erica, how are you doing?
Can you guys believe me that my boyfriend left to go to the mall, and I have a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old that I'm trying to deal with right now? Can you believe that? He left to go to the mall halfway through this conversation, or through this call.
Better
the future that awaits me. He's like, I gotta go to the mall. I'm like, are you?
That means he hasn't gotten your Christmas present yet.
No, he had to get a Secret Santa for work tomorrow. I'm like, she hasn't stopped crying, and you're just gonna leave me? I'm like, I'm on a call, and he was like, sorry, I gotta go. Okay, still love him. So let's open it up to other questions, you guys. I mean, the inviting to the coaching opportunity is not easy. What do you guys normally hear? What do you think is, what questions do you have? I think that this is a great opportunity to ask Danielle from a new coach's point of view. And then you have some veteran coaches on the line too that you can ask questions to. So let's open it up there for a minute.
Anybody?
What's your biggest objection that you get?
Money.
Do you tell them that they can make money in this opportunity? Or do you steer clear from that?
I've thrown it out there. I'm always like, well, I know that it stinks, but I've had Shakeology since August, and I haven't stopped it because I've been making my money back from coaching. So I always definitely throw that out there.
I actually just did that for the first time because there was this girl who my brother had a crush on her in high school, and I don't know how we became Facebook friends. I think I stalked her because she was pretty. Sorry, that was it was like that girl that was 8 years older, and I thought she was really cool in high school. But anyways, but she has a kid now, and we had been touching base, just catching up randomly. And she was asking me for advice for snacks today, and she's like, yeah, I do really good with eating my meal. I eat every few hours. I was like, oh, that's really good. And she's like, what are quick and snacks that you have? So I mentioned Shakeology. I mentioned almonds, Greek yogurt, stuff like that. And she was like, oh, well, I used to have Shakeology. She was like, I liked it, but it's just way too expensive. And she's on this protein shake. So I was like, well, I first explained her the difference between Shakeology and the protein shake because it's not a protein shake. And then, by the way, I don't know if the new coaches have this or newer coaches, in the Infinite Dynasty, in the files section, at the top, right above where you type in the about stuff, there's a file section you can go and there's a Shakeology script, and it's really helpful because people who say it's too expensive, you can a BAM answer just to tell them. But it just puts things into perspective. And I just actually, before getting on this call, open up the coaching opportunity to her because I know she's a stay-at-home mom. So I'm hoping we'll see what happens with that. But honestly, money, and the other thing is time. Does anybody else have problems with the whole time dilemma?
I get time all the time. That's the biggest objection that I always get.
Same.
It's commitment.
So I think going off of what I was talking about with our new approach to things is you're honestly going to be able to tell them that they only have to work this business 5 hours a week to be successful. I know that we say that now, oh, your power hour, that power hour takes 4 hours to do. Who are we all kidding? And that's going to change completely. So I think that now what you can say to them is, do you have about 5 hours a week, and do you know 2 people who you think would be interested in starting on their health and fitness journey? And everybody knows 2 people that they think would be interested. Everybody has that friend that, is always posting healthy things or is always into the health stuff, or that friend who's a stay-at-home mom and, kind of wants something to do as a hobby on the side. Everybody has those friends. So, what you're going to be able to say now in this new technique and this new approach that we have about going about coaching is you only need 5 hours a week, and you just need to start with 2 friends who want to start on their health and fitness journey.
So Erica, does that mean long-term too? So for you who's doing this, full time, I mean, that's 5 hours to start out, correct? Your workload's not going to go from 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week to 5 hours a week. Is that correct? It's kind of grows from there?
So no, how network marketing works is essentially you work more at the beginning and less at the end, and you're making more money at the end and less at the beginning. That's the way traditional network marketing is set out to be. For me, I'm in a completely different position than anybody else on this team because I have, 45 personally sponsored coaches. And so my workload will never be 5 hours, and I create trainings. And, if I didn't do it, I don't know that, you guys would have the resources that you need. So for someone in my position, no, I'm not going to go down to 5 hours a week. For someone who just started like a month ago but really wants this, yeah, 5 to 7 hours a week is all you're going to need, because you're going to spend that time talking about the coaching opportunity to people and not running challenge groups and not selling challenge packs and not trying to convince people, you know, to start on their journey through the customer way, but through the coaching way.
Sure. Makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah. And I wish my workload would go down to 5 hours.
Well, it's kind of
nice.
as a pro how I could do 5 hours a week, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the people who want this bad enough, the people who truly want the financial success out of this, I think they're going to work harder than 5 hours a week just because that's what they want. You know, like for me, I've never worked just 5 hours a week. I've never done the bare minimum because I believe in this. And I think that's the other part that you guys have to all ask yourselves. You know, I think every single person who's on this call right now believes in this company and believes that this is possible, or you wouldn't have had the interest to get on this call. But I want you to ask yourself, do you truly believe in the benefits of this company and what network marketing and what Beachbody has to offer you? Because I'm telling you, you cannot lie your way through it. Like, you can tell yourself, like, oh, I'm going to tell this person that I really believe in it to get them to sign up. But people can read right through you. And you have to wholeheartedly believe and understand, which we're going to teach you, what network marketing is and how it can benefit people and benefit people's lives. And when you truly believe in it, I think my passion is how I've been also so successful, is because I've truly believed in this since day one. Like, there's never been a day, no matter how hard this gets, that I've been like, I think I'll just quit, or this isn't for me, or I'm not going to try this month. And I've been doing this for 2 years, 2.5 now. You know, so I think that's something that you guys really need to ask yourselves going into this new year, because we're going to go full speed into this and there's not going to be a whole lot of time to catch up. So if this is something that you're going to do, you have to believe in it fully. I kind of sound like Disney a little bit. You got to believe. That's kind of how I feel right now. But if you don't believe in it, you know, if you don't believe, does Santa really bring you presents? Santa doesn't bring you presents if you don't believe. Beachbody's not going to bring you money if you don't believe. That was a great analogy, wasn't it? Wasn't it? No. Anything else that you guys want to touch last minute on? I do want to say this. No more sending the webinar to people. We realized, Cece actually and I talked about it. It's overwhelming, that webinar, and people get scared when they see it. So I would step back from sending that webinar to people. It's the 30-minute one. I would send them the introduction to what is Team Beachbody. To get your people in the January 5th training, I would send them the intro to what is Team Beachbody and not the webinar. I would set up a 3-way calls between yourself, your upline, and your prospect. And because your upline obviously knows more, your upline, has kind of been in it and can talk a little bit better about it probably for you. Set up a call, a 3-way call, let your upline help you, and kind of go from there. I would steer away from that webinar from now on, because I think it scares people. I really do, because it's like, you need to help people and you need to help yourself and you need to read personal development and you need to make a brand and you need to post on social media and you need to run challenge groups. And it's like, yeah, 5 hours my butt. It's not that's not how it is. So because we're changing every way that we're going about this, because we're not going to be going about this we are going about this the traditional way, because we aren't going about this the usual way anymore. We won't need that webinar. We are going to make a new call or a new webinar for people to watch that explains a little bit more the benefits of network marketing so that they can understand, they can see it, and it makes them want to be a part of this.
I have another question, Erica. This is more specific. Amy, who just became a coach like a hot second ago and is on day 3 of training, should she continue as is, or should she wait until January 5th to start the new training?
Continue as is. I think because we're going into such a high volume month and people wanting to try, just sucking on my finger, chill, girl. Because we're going into such a high volume month and people are ready to take a new adventure. I think to be equipped with the knowledge, like I'm going to continue the new coach training of the people who are going through it now. And just so that they're ready. They know how to get to the products. They know what Shakeology is, so they know what to talk about. And then they will go through this training with everybody else on the 5th. And let me tell you about this training. It is going to take like 10 to 15 minutes of your time. And it is going to be very blunt, like very blunt and to the point. A lot of it you're going to be able to fly through anyways, because there is some repeats. Like day 1 and 2 is just, how do I sign into my back office? How do I find what the products are? And, you know, that's it. And then we get into this new method of talking about the coaching opportunity. So I would say for Amy and anybody else who's a brand new coach, or if you guys on this call have brand new coaches, get them through the training if they've already started it. And then they'll go through this new way, as so to speak, on January 5th.
Okay, cool.
Do you guys have any questions about it? Did it scare you? Did I sound like, I didn't mean to sound money hungry, but like I said, I mean, if you don't make money in this, you're gonna quit. I mean, that's why we have 63 out of 99 coaches right now pretty much inactive in the business, because their first 3 months of coaching were great. They were making, you know, maybe $80 to $100, but it fell off. And it's because we focused so much on the challenge group, so much on the customers, and not enough about the coaching opportunity. So I hope you guys see where I'm coming from, and I didn't scare you. I didn't make it sound like it was, did I make it sound bad? I hope I didn't. Somebody answer me.
Well, the thing is like, I know for me, like, and I know for a lot of people who sign up to do this, like, because they want it to be their full-time job, like, it's such an ideal opportunity because you're involved with a company it's such a positive environment to be in. Yes, you are still helping people, like, achieve their health and fitness goals, but you know, ultimately, who wouldn't want to be able to have this be their career? And so that's why I know why I got into it for the first place. I know that's why a lot of my coaches who signed up under me got into it in the first place. And so I think if anything, this is like a breath of fresh air to where it's like, wow, this is actually possible. It's not an impossible thing. It's not just like listening to Allie Upham on the National Wake Up Call and thinking she's a freak of nature and just can do it. So I think it's nice to know it's like, wow, we actually have a path of what we can do so we can make this like a real thing and not just something that like maybe someday it'll happen, maybe not, because I think that's what a lot of our mindsets have been lately. And so for us, for me at least, it's like an answer. I'm like, oh, thank God this can happen. So yeah. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I don't want you guys to think that we're not going to run challenge groups or you're not going to be helping people. You know, it's not like that at all. You're still going to be doing that. It's just 75% of your focus is going to be talking to people about what this opportunity can do for you. And the other 25% will be that stuff, you know, building your brand, posting on social media, running your challenge groups. And I think we've gotten into a good flow of running them as a group or running them with other people. So that takes less time on, you know, and pressure off of you. But I don't want you guys to feel pressured to set up these challenge groups and then have one person be interested. And then you're like, crap, what do I do? Like, I look like an idiot. I feel like an idiot. You know, I don't want you guys to feel like that anymore. And I don't want you guys to think that all these other coaches, you know, who you see like posting like, oh, join my challenge group and all that. Either they're doing it wrong like we had been for so long, or the top coaches who you see doing this stuff, you have to understand that behind the scenes, 75% of what they're doing is recruiting to the coaching opportunity, and only 25% is what you see on social media.
I've actually had, since I changed some of my social media, 2 Beachbody coaches approach me to come and join them. And I was like, well, no, like I already have what I need. But so they obviously see like we're doing something right because they're seeing what I'm doing and thinking that they should join with me. But, you know, and the other question I thought of was for the challenge group that we have coming in January, because we're putting them out there. We want at least one coach, if not more, like out of that opportunity, present it to them that way if they want to join the challenge group, or is that how we're going with it?
I'm gonna mute y'all. I have no idea what that was. So I'm going to mute you guys for a hot second there. So for the challenge group coming January 5th, yes, all of their challenge groups that you have been advertising to this point, continue on and run them. We right now are running them separately, so like 2 coaches here, 2 coaches there. If we find in like a week when we're getting ready to run it that there is not enough participation and that we need to run it as a team to make the group bigger, that is completely okay. I don't know, does somebody else want to speak on behalf of the 21 Days of Fixmas and how they think that was going, as far as, you know, as a coach only having to post 1 time a day and your customers are taken care of by the other 10 coaches that are in there? Just unmute yourself when you talk. But I think it's running fabulously, and I don't feel obligated to check in or be able to post, you know, or have to, you know, post 2 times a day or anything like that, because we're splitting all the responsibilities. So I kind of like how that's run, and I think we want to continue on as a team and run once a month a challenge group as a team that starts on the same day every month. I'm completely okay with that.
That's actually what I was going to suggest, Erica, since we're focusing 75% on coaching now. Maybe it would, kind of behoove us as a team to run a challenge group together every month. So that way, even if everyone only gets 1 person, you know, that's 10 to 30 people in the group. And then you don't look like the idiot who just had 1 person in your challenge group. You know what I mean? And I know, like, for me right now, there's 10 or 11 people in my December challenge group. And it's amazing because there's so much participation and everybody's building each other up and everybody's cheering each other on. And there's so much accountability, you know, that I even have a couple of girls who have asked me if they can do another challenge group next month. So
right, which again, going back to, that's great. And I think the big groups are great, and I get your point off of that. But to my point about the 75% coaching, if we keep putting people in challenge groups over and over again, you don't make a profit more than $30 once every 4 weeks off of them. You know, so the idea behind it is you got to convert them into coaches, and you have to say, this is great that you want to be in another challenge group, but we have a team that will keep you accountable to your goals daily, and you can be a coach and get the discount for 25%. That's going to make you more money, because then you're going to teach them how they can invite their friends to do the same thing. That's going to work better than, having these challengers be in our groups month after month after month. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. No, I was mostly just suggesting that maybe we should, if we do a challenge group, we should do it as a team.
Yes.
Try.
Yeah, I agree. So let's plan on our January 5th challenge group being a team again. And somebody else can head that, because I'm kind of burned out. I got a lot on my plate right now putting this new stuff together. So I'll talk to a bunch of the coaches, see how many, I'll put it in the Infinite Dynasty, and then we can have somebody put that together for everyone.
I would be more than happy to do that if no one else wants to.
Okay. Perfect. And it will be a mixed challenge group, though, not just max 30, by the way. Okay, I think that's probably enough for tonight, unless anybody else has any other questions. Get that book, the 45-second presentation. This is a recorded call, so you can pass it down to your downline or anybody who couldn't be on the call tonight and have them watch it. Get everybody pumped and ready for this January 5th revolution, is what I would love to call it. And make that promise to yourself. Make your promise that you are going to get 1 coach to go through this new training in January, because it essentially should turn out that by the end of January, you have 3 new people in your downline. Not necessarily 3 of your personally sponsored, but it should work out that you have 3 people in your downline, which is awesome. That's great, right? Yeah. Cool. Anybody have anything else before we call it a night? Danielle, thank you so much for getting on, talking about those action steps. You guys put those into action when you're talking to people, when you're getting them to join. Thank you again for everyone who jumped on, new, old. I know there was a busy time of year, Christmas parties and babies and all sorts of other stuff. Oh, goodness. Right, Luz?
Danielle.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? We good? We golden? Let me unmute y'all. What is that? Nice. All right, guys. Wait, bye. Say bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Deal.
Bye.
Bye.